Hello, world. Welcome to Pardon the Politics Podcast, Season 2, Episode 36. My name is Jeezy, your co host here at the podcast, and I'm here with my brother and my partner in politics, Manny. My brother, what's going on with you today? How you feeling?
Bruh, it is the kickoff of NFL Sunday.
Hey, we
We
back.
we back,
We back.
and I'm back without a team.
Bruh. Oh,
So we're taking all interest calls. Have your people talk to my people. It is now is your opportunity to acquire me as a fan.
bruh. Hey, hopefully your agent isn't the same agent as Michael Parsons.
Whew.
You might be in for a bad deal, bro.
Right.
Bruh.
But was his deal that bad?
Well, time will tell. Time
He
will
got
tell. I will say, looking at him in the Green Bay jersey, he looks less intimidating and less as a threat than he did in the Dallas color. So I don't know, man. We may see the real Michael Parsons.
But see, I think he's sad. I think at least this first game he's sad.
So he looks small because he done dropped that. That's depression weight,
Yeah, and his back hurts.
bruh. Bruh, first of all, how you been laying on the sideline on training tables? You come to your new team. Oh yeah, my L4, L5 got a little crack in it.
It's
My
all good
alternator
though.
leaking a little bit. It's all good though.
It's all good.
Nah.
Cowboy
Well,
Jerry Jones like no trade backs.
bro, yep. This ain't Walmart. We'll take everything back.
We ain't got one of those Costco return policies.
Well, since you're a free agent for this season, tell our listeners who was your original team.
My previous team was the Los Angeles, Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders.
Bruh. They've been on the move.
Bruh. And it's so disrespectful and waves of fanship and Al Davis and Mark. And you know what? I was good through the Al Davis years because you know he at least got three. He got 3 Super Bowls. Now, does he know what he's doing? Did he know what he was doing, towards the end? Absolutely not. But one of the things I'll remember about Al Davis, well, it's not about Al Davis. It's more about when he died. I remember how I found out that he died. It was you.
Right.
You called me. You called
I don't remember
me.
this.
You called me, and I was in total wine in Cary. And you're like, yo, you hear the news? And I was like, no, what happened? And you said, Al Davis died. And I sat there and I was like, damn, that's wild. Anyways, I'm drinking tonight.
I vaguely kind of now it's kind of coming to me like I feel like I do remember this conversation. And if anybody would call you, it'd be me. So.
It would be you. And I'm like, it's you or Eric.
Yeah.
Top 2. And my boy Rashad. Yeah. One of y'all 3 would have been one of the 3 that told me. And I remember
news to you.
Because I remember I wasn't completely upset. And then I was like, oh, this man got a family. But for a moment there, I was like, man, maybe the Raiders will get better.
So I was about to say, since that moment, in hindsight,
it has not gotten better. It did not get better.
Raiders, y'all lost a good fan, man. Because I will say, for my group chat, Manny has tried. He has tried. But one thing I'm glad to see is that my brother has finally gotten to the emotional space and acceptance where he can detach himself from a toxic relationship that has caused him great harm over the years. I've seen the harm that is done to him, but sometimes when you're in those type of relationships, the person won't do nothing until they're ready.
Right.
I can't.
And you just keep thinking it's gonna get better, and it don't.
It never does.
It never gets better. It was like, oh, okay, this is where we at. This is where we at.
If any of our listeners are experiencing a relationship like that, please make sure you call. I don't have the number handy, but
I think it's like 811. Like,
yeah,
right, yeah. Get some help. Release yourself. Don't let decisions that you made as a 10, 11, 12-year-old permanently hunt you into adulthood. Because that's what sports fanship is.
It really is.
You as a child making a decision of what team is going to control your happiness for the rest of your life.
Right. Don't do it. There are so many men that around this time that get into this, that toxic relationship is back. And they experience those highs and lows, and it can weigh on you after a while, man.
It,
So it's okay to walk away from it,
it
man. It
is.
don't matter how much money you spend on gear, how many tickets you've bought, how many times you've seen them play in person. It doesn't matter. You don't have to stay. You
And
don't
you
have
know
to
what?
stay.
I think what I might do is I might let my girls dictate what team I become a fan of.
Hey, yeah, bro. Then it'll be like a connection for all three of you, bro.
Right. We can all be upset together.
There you go, bro. Well, I know there's an speaking of fans and being upset. I believe we saw something on social media this past week where a fan got a little tight at a
Bruh.
game. We spotted a Karen at a baseball game, did we?
Bro, that was wild. Like, first you on the road, so like chill out.
Yeah.
Second off, I thought the rule, and maybe I'm wrong. Now I know you're a bigger baseball fan than I am, but I thought the rule was home run ball is
Mm-hmm.
free game until you secure the ball.
I thought.
After you secured it, then and if that's the rule, watching the replays, I do not believe that she or her I won't say husband, but the male person sitting next to her
Yeah.
did not secure it. My man was in the same section, went over and got it. And you know what? I'm gonna be real, G's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given the ball back.
Oh no, I wouldn't have got that ball back. She would have had to fight me for it.
Like, first off, I gave it. That's really where it should have ended. Like,
Yep.
should have seen. Oh, he gave it to the kid. Like, it's
Yeah.
gone. It's gone. And like the worst case scenario for me and that lady would have been me taking that ball and throwing it back on the field
Oh,
because ain't nobody getting it. How about that?
Oh, I definitely would have done that. I would if you gonna keep arguing. Actually, you know what? No, I ain't giving nothing back. I wouldn't have thrown it back on the field either. You know
Right.
what, ma'am? You better go sit down and get out my face.
Because I'm not the one or the two.
I'm not the one nor the two.
Don't come for me if you ain't been sent for.
All I know, I don't know what the update is, but I have seen that people have saying social media do your job.
Oh no! From my understanding, social media has already done their job.
Oh, she's been located.
She has been located and found.
The Karen has been identified.
And I hope she's not in corporate America because she's gonna have a very interesting Monday morning.
Bro, wouldn't it be funny if she worked for something like United Way or like the St. Jude's Children's Hospital? Like,
Bro.
like you're saying, like you got a job where this is what you do. You spread love and joy to children, and you on national TV just took the joy right out of a kid's hand, man. He had how many kids said they'd been to a game, man, and he had a home run
ball
by
one of your favorite players.
Exactly, and then
and you
don't
live there.
You on the road went and took that ball from that kid.
Bro.
You got to be ashamed of herself, bro.
If I was her manager, she would walk into the office Monday morning and I would just have a litany of Rawlings baseballs on her desk. See, this is why I know I'm a great and a horrible coworker at the same time. Because if I would have seen it was one of my coworkers. Oh yeah, you're walking into the office littered with baseballs. Anytime they would get upset.
I'm waiting till she puts it on her desk, and when she come back from lunch, there are just baseballs all over the place,
bro, all mixed up. So now you don't know.
You don't know which one is which. Good luck.
I done gone to the batting cages, picked up about 4 or 5 more.
Yep, put a little dirt on it. Yep, good luck.
But yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Like,
well, that was just in regular life, but in the political life, it's been just as crazy, which is every week.
I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. We tired.
We tired. If y'all can't tell, as you listen to these episodes week after week, we tired. And me and Manny were talking in pre-show that if Biden can go to the beach and Trump can go play golf, then the boys here at the pod at some point we ought to be able to go sit down too, bro.
You know, we're gonna take a vacation coming up, y'all.
We're gonna have to take a vacation. Cause this is while I'm very grateful that this political landscape gives us the amount of content that it does, and we're never short. If anything, we gotta figure out what we're not gonna talk about because there's so much going on. The well does overrun at times.
Yeah.
and the boys need to take a little break.
So many topics we don't talk about, mostly because we don't have 4 hours of
Yeah,
time. And at last that I checked, you nor I hit that $1.7 billion Powerball last night.
no, sir.
So
Two people did, I think.
yeah, it's like Missouri and Texas,
Yeah.
man. And congratulations to them,
If you would
yeah,
like to sponsor the boys,
bro.
if you like
Let us
to
know.
give us a donation,
Let
we would gladly take it.
Hey, if you just won the Powerball and you would like us to put on this show daily, give the boys reach out to the
Hey,
boys. Let's figure
look,
out how we can make sure
we
you
can get
get
our
your
account
daily content.
information over to you.
Right.
We can
You
get
will
that
get a
wire
show
information
every
over to
day.
you.
Every day. We can make it happen.
So yeah, we're gonna have to at some point to our listeners, and while I'm sure that may be saddening to you, please understand that at the end of the day, while we love to laugh and joke and rate the coals under some of these political figures, we are human.
Yeah.
And we need that time too. So, be on the lookout for that vacation coming. Don't now come now. Make sure you come back now.
Yeah.
Now, just because you leave, don't mean that we don't need you to come back. We need you to come back once we're back and rejuvenated from taking a break from all the chaos that comes with this political landscape. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
let's get into it, man. Let's go ahead and do it, man. Our first topic, man. We got an Epstein update.
Uh-oh.
This thing ain't going away, man.
Bruh.
But we actually got some. It's starting to get kind of funny. Hold on, let me clean
It is
that up.
starting to get amusing
Amusing
from a purely political
Yep.
scandal
Standpoint.
not from the reality of what actually happened to the individuals impacted,
Yep.
the victims of these very heinous crimes.
Which they have shown, and this past week was very interesting because now we have faces.
Yes. Something that we were missing for a very long time.
We just were hearing and hearing and hearing about these things going on, but we actually have faces. And I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. But the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, has filed a request asking a federal judge to keep the identity of two individuals associated with Jeffrey Epstein, who received roughly $350,000 from him in 2018, sealed from public disclosure. Now, the DOJ argues that this protects their privacy, while the individuals have objected to the release. So, we have two people that are known I'm gonna say co-conspirators.
Co-conspirators, yep.
But now the DOJ is somehow looking to, and this is, to me, when we have this word thrown around called transparency, and the public, I think Donald Trump has even said so himself. You had GOP and Democratic lawmakers saying that, they think that the American people deserve transparency in what has happened when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. Now we're seeing the DOJ wanting to conceal these two individuals. So with sealing these names, even though they're linked to criminal cases, how can you have transparency when you have the Department of Justice looking to keep these two individuals, these two co-conspirators, private from the American public?
I think it's a question of why. And here's the rough part about this entire thing at this point. We can't, I feel like the large amount of the American public has an extreme trust issue.
Yeah.
No Drake with the Justice Department, with the Justice Department, because let's say individual one and individual two, these are foundations that Epstein wrote a check to. Okay, not clearly linked. We don't need to talk about it. But again, who are these two? How much were the payments, and what were the payments for?
Mm-hmm.
So from my standpoint, if the payments were completely not linked to anything, then I would say, yeah, okay, let's keep it expunged. But I would have a hard time arguing that they're not involved, because then you have to look at the genesis of how you got the money.
Yeah. I think, and for me, if it was, I think individuals are is the part of it that's kind of is where I'm stuck at, because let's
Mhm.
say that he gave $350,000 to the Jeezy and Manny campaign for re-election. Okay, that's not personally coming to me or you.
Right.
It's going to our campaign. To me, I don't think that is of that grave magnitude, because we can say, hey, look, yes, we knew, yes, he's contributed, he donated, but hey, we had no idea that these things were going on. These were purely just a donation,
Mhm.
and we have the information financially that shows that this was nothing, done ill intent or what
Yep.
have you. There was nothing illegal done. But now, if it was he gave Jeezy and Manny $350,000 and he gave it to us individually, okay, now that's a problem.
Right. Now, and it's just so murky at this point,
It
because what we
is.
also know is that Epstein was known for collecting political favors the same way Ash Ketchum caught Pokemon. So I'm like, was this a loan, or were you paying back a loan, or was this a
Mm-hmm.
cover up? Like, sure, redact the names, but what we all know about Al Gore's internet,
Bruh.
that if you give them a breadcrumb, they
Oh
gonna
yeah.
find they
Oh,
gonna find
they gonna
that
find it.
they gonna find the bakery.
But I think that when you see the DOJ doing something like this, and you see that again, this word of transparency being thrown around, how is this perceived by these survivors, by these advocates, by the public, when the DOJ is arguing this privacy? How
Right.
to me it just looks bad. And from the point that you're making is that if there's already this notion that we can't trust the department, when we are told that we're putting people in to bring back the credibility of the department, this
We
does
are.
not. Well, that was supposed to. It was supposed to be that for the DOJ and the FBI, but we clearly see that those that are in the leadership of both of those agencies and department aren't reestablishing the American people's hope and faith
Right.
that they're doing the right thing. I just think that this is. I feel like instead of doing it by saying, "Hey, just don't release their names," there got to be a better way of doing it.
I don't know.
It's got
Now
to
the
be a better way.
now again, I don't know which judge this was given to. And I
Mm,
think that's going to be interesting, because that judge could be like, nope, put it out there, which would be, again, funny from a
yeah,
content standpoint. Very interesting for, again, why did these people get this money?
yeah,
And that's the biggest question. And I feel like if there
and
was
Manny,
an above board reason why they got this money, they would have included that in the request.
and that's what I was just about to say. That would have been, I would think, in the request. But from knowing the power and the money that, and just the connections that we've been told that Jeffrey Epstein has, I'm not understanding if these two individuals, if whatever case it may have been that he gave them this money, I'm sure that there are multiple individuals that probably fit the same scenario. So
Well,
then, are we going to see a redaction of this? Is just the first step to see, okay, hey, look, can we get this kind of get approved? Is this going to get struck down by a judge? And if so, if not, then hey, okay, we know we can move forward by doing this, and this for these individuals, because we can go in the court of law and say that they fit the same criteria as these two that we have um, asked to be their identities to be
redacted, yeah.
redacted. Yeah.
Well, geez, I got a theory.
Uh oh.
Oh, yes.
Uh oh. Let's
Here
go.
we go. Here
Let's
we
go.
go. So, we also heard some very interesting comments by members of Congress today.
Mm.
Not today, but this past week. And maybe one of these two people is an informant, and they're trying to
Uh,
protect the identities of the informant.
bruh.
Because per what we heard from Mike Johnson,
Bruh.
Donnie T was an informant for the federal government.
You know, I was gonna save that till we were done with this topic. But since we're here,
Let's make yourself at home, Jeez. Come on.
Donald Trump has been known as a billionaire, a real estate tycoon,
Mogul, one might say.
a mogul, TV personality,
social media influence, crypto bro,
provider of some of the best steaks you've ever had in your life, Trump steaks.
The finest waters in Trump water.
He's even had his own university.
I mean,
but on my bingo card, my orange Trump bingo card, not one of those spaces that I think would get called out that said FBI informant.
Bruh.
Why did Mike? First of all, Mike Johnson. I hope that at the time of this recording, I hope that you went to church, and I hope you repented from that big old orange lie. That big old orange lie you got on CNN.
What MLK say?
Somebody told a lie.
Now, first off, Donald. Actually, let's be honest for a minute. Donald Trump precisely strikes me as an individual who would get up under them lights and sing like a canary. But this just adds to the recurring evolution of the Epstein Trump, because it went from, oh, they didn't know each other, to like, what about all these pictures, to like, oh, well, we weren't cool because he stole land. What land? Well, he stole my favorite masseuse. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Wow.
What? To now, this is all a giant Democrat hoax.
Yep.
So now he is an informant.
He was an FBI informant in the Epstein investigation, helping dismantle the trafficking network.
And like, I don't know how long the FBI was looking at Epstein.
Yeah.
But I would assume, because he didn't get arrested to what, 2018, 2019?
Yeah.
So that means Trump would have had to be an informant at some point during his presidency, if not while he was running for office.
This man, you mean to tell me, was running for office and was working for the FBI,
wearing wires,
wearing a wire to take down a trafficking network? If that was the case, that he was an FBI,
you think Donald John?
Hold on. So could it be, if he was an informant, then I would assume that they should have him as a witness or some type of testimony or some type of, you know, made this strong. Hey, release the tape.
Release the tapes.
Release I want to hear the wire conversations that you got from Trump as an informant, where Jeffrey Epstein admitted all these things, and you presented this as evidence in court.
Right.
Because he's an informant.
Where's the grand jury testimony? But you mean to tell me Donald John Trump helped take down an international child trafficking network, and he ain't tell us about it?
Yo, Trump can't keep quiet about nothing, bro. You mean to tell me he ain't not one time was he about to slip up
and you just let the world know? You know, I saved him, right?
Yep. When Epstein went down, he should have been on Truth going ham.
Yep, got him. We
took down one of the world's most just horrendous human traffickers known to mankind, and thanks to me, Donald John Trump, the FBI informant.
Bro, start playing the Matlock music in the background. Dun, 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 dun.
But when Mike Johnson said this, I was like, and it was crazy because I was like, now Mike always says he's a man. He professes himself as a man of faith,
and we're not here to judge.
And I'm not here to, and that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just going by what the man said, and if you say that's what you are, then I'm gonna take you for what you say, because at the end of the day,
it don't mean nothing to me.
When we all get up on that golden escalator to the sky, the one at the top will know. Mm-hmm. It ain't for me to know. But if you say you are who you say you are, and you told this big old lie, Mike Johnson,
Mike,
you gotta be ashamed of yourself, bro. There is not MAGA. I need you to come to the front, and I need you to raise your hand, and I need to know how many of y'all really think that
that this
Trump
man was a foreman.
is an FBI informant. If you believe that, then I'm gonna believe that he was the one that taught Lou Alcindor. Yeah, I had to go to the throwback name. He taught him the skyhook. Trump was the one that trained Larry Bird to shoot threes. Matter of fact, we just gonna start saying that Trump, all the most ridiculous things that Trump could possibly have done in his life,
He
we
did
just
it.
gonna say he did it, bro.
He did
He
it,
was
man.
the one that gave Colonel Sanders the recipe for and told him what spices to use, bro.
Did you know that before Colonel Sanders met Donald Trump, it was only 11 spices?
Bruh. But
He
when he
said,
met Trump,
he said, "Oh, go ahead and sprinkle some of this on it.
yeah, you need to see this is what you're
The
missing.
streets will go wild."
This is what you're missing right here.
Did you know that John Trump, was the person who introduced Kanye to the 808 beat?
Bruh. Yo, yo. Trump was the first one that sold Snoop Dogg weed, bro.
He showed him how to.
Snoop Dogg wouldn't be Snoop Dogg if Trump hadn't sold him that first dime bag, bro.
Did you know Ice-T originally wanted to go by the name Orange Juice? Until Donald Trump said, "Nah, man, Ice-T is a far better name."
Bro, if it weren't for him, we would have never got NWA, bro.
Bro,
thank you, Donald John Trump.
We need to be more thankful as an American public.
Bro, there's so many roles that this man has played that has made America. That's why he's so obsessed with making America great again.
It's got to be. It's got to be because no one is coming to him. No one is coming to him asking for his help, and that's why he ran for president.
And that's why we have lost our way as American people. We stopped letting the innovator, known as Donald John Trump, lead us to success. All these great things we've experienced in life, and we don't even realize it happened because of Donald John Trump. You're right, man. We gotta be more grateful, bro.
Did you know Donald John Trump was the one who went up to Henry Ford and said, "Hey, Hen, why don't you
not Hen?
Why don't you go ahead and just have everyone specialize in a piece?" He gave him the initial keys to the assembly line.
That's why he be talking the way he talk. I can end this, I can do this in one day, no problem. Because y'all don't even know what I've already done. That's why y'all think it's crazy when I tell y'all that I can end the war, the Russian-Ukraine war in one day. Y'all think I sound crazy. You don't realize.
You don't know this. You don't know. You know what I've seen.
How do you think the moon landing got recorded? I went up there a day before and set up the camera. What are y'all talking about?
Look, they were going to land on this side. I said, "Hey, y'all need to go 43 miles to the right."
I flashed the flashlight and told them to go left a couple of knots. Brother, what y'all talking about?
This is me.
I'm Donnie T. I'm Donnie T. Come on, it's me. Bro, Mike Johnson ought to be ashamed of himself, bro. To call it a hoax and then you end up being an informant to a hoax is just wild, bro.
Wild escalation.
That's wild, bro. Bro, this whole Epstein thing is starting to, the problem is that I feel like Trump started, he figured that this was probably gonna just blow over pretty quick. If he could somehow not give it any steam, it would blow up pretty quick. The problem with him calling it a Democratic hoax is that some of his own GOP members are involved in it too. When the victims were up on the Capitol this past week, which she is trying the best to rebrand herself, bless her heart.
Bro, trying so hard.
But Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Hey, look, okay. All right, look. We've been rough on Margie. But you know what? There are two Republicans right now that we need to protect right now. And that's MTG and Thomas Massey.
Yes.
Because I don't want it to be undersold what they have offered to do.
Yeah.
But before that, I'm going to hit a real key point that I think is important with this is that the survivors who have come out said, well, if y'all not going to release a list, we the victims, we're going to compile a list.
Yo.
And it is very well known that if they compile a list
Mm-hmm.
and they put it out there, that they will be attacked and come after legally for the words that they said for defamation. Well,
Bruh.
that doesn't necessarily apply to the floors of Congress. So for Massey and MTG to hop out there and say, "We
Mm-hmm.
give us the list
We'll
and
take it
we'll
in there
read
with
it,"
you. Mm-hmm.
they can't come after us. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh yes, this is what I want to
Yep.
see."
Yep. This is the work you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
This is the work that you're supposed to be doing. And I hope that the victims do it, because at the
Oh
end of the
yeah.
day, I think that they have um for far too long, they have waited by to see if the people in those positions would do the right thing. But you got to look at it from their perspective. If I'm sitting back on TV and I have someone calling what I experienced as a hoax, that it didn't happen, this is just a
Hmm.
Democratic hoax, and this is just a bunch of stuff just to distract you. And I know for a fact that I experienced these things. Enough is enough, bro. So
Looking at you, Nancy Mace.
bro, well, you saw the picture. I guess
Hmm.
they talked behind like a closed door session or something another where they spoke to some of the victims, and she walked out crying. Like, let your own convictions carry you. You were one of the ones that was saying, talking all this junk about it and
Hmm.
how it was fake and it was all this and that. Look, it's all fun and games until you meet you sitting there in the face of the person who actually experienced this, and they're
Right.
telling you, and you can see from even those girls. Man, I didn't watch all of it because it's just too much for me, but just hearing some of those, just some of those moments,
Horrific.
man. 14-year old,
Horrific.
15-year old, I worked here, and then next thing you know, this and that, and they were saying, man, there were some powerful people that we were abused by,
Yeah.
and we're not going to stand by. And shout out to these women.
So much
And
strength, man.
it's so
So much
much, and,
strength.
and just not just them, just any woman in general,
Hmm.
to go through any type of abuse, whether it be sexually, physically, verbally, to have the strength to come out and speak your truth is an amazing thing, and it's something that should not be taken lightly, and these congressmen should not take these victims story lightly at all. There should be something done. I don't care if Trump wants it being swept up under the rug or not. If these victims, because remember, we this fumble has happened before. Remember
Yep.
what happened with the girls in the Olympics,
Yep.
how they
Yep.
were talking about that doctor. They said, "Look, we came to y'all and told y'all what was
And y'all ain't
going
do
on, and
nothing.
y'all ain't do nothing. And oh, now we want to, y'all want to have us come before Congress and testify and do all this. We came to y'all before and said something.
Where
Y'all
were
didn't want
y'all
to do
20
nothing.
years ago?
Bingo.
And
Don't
now y'all let that man run wild
and he
for
didn't.
damn
Yep,
near another generation doing
yep,
the same thing.
yep,
All could have been avoided had we taken
yep,
some stuff seriously.
yep. And I hope that now you have the opportunity. The damage has been done. This gentleman is dead.
Is
But the truth, and those that were associated that are still roaming these streets, whether they are Republican, Democrat, or whoever they are, how powerful they are, they need to answer for those crimes.
and look, I'm gonna take it one step closer.
Hmm.
I believe that the U.S. has already secured a relationship with a place that I think that we should send them.
Hey,
El Salvador.
hey, bro.
If we're sending our worst there, then we got a place for them to go.
Hey, or you can send them to the deportation depot,
There-
the new facility down there in Florida.
But let me ask you this question before we
Okay.
move to the next topic. One of our listeners reached out and asked me the question, what, and I didn't answer them because I was like, oh, we got to answer this for the pod.
Okay.
Um, is the Epstein files the current day version of Watergate?
Hmm. Bruh. I don't know.
I think it could be.
What throws me off is, but I can see why it could possibly be the same. The political connections that were tied into Watergate is
Mhm.
what makes me think like, okay, maybe not quite, but to what we kind of have already been privy to about the Epstein files, there could be so many high ranking figures and political figures tied to this that it could very well be just the same.
Ginormous
Yes.
house of cards.
Yes. So yeah, Yeah, bro.
Now, the I think the question will remain because one of the big differences between Watergate and this is this Epstein thing has gone on far longer
Yeah. Oh,
than
yeah.
Watergate with far less details.
Yeah.
We know a whole lot more about Epstein and no one has moved than we
We
knew
do about
about
Watergate.
Watergate before they started moving.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that we know about Watergate came out towards the end or right after. So definitely think it, but the biggest question will be what accountability will there be?
I was gonna say, and to add to that, what extent does the president play in it? Because in Watergate, Nixon was playing a very heavy hand in concealing some of the details that were surrounded around. He orchestrated it basically.
Mm-hmm.
If Trump has any type of connection in orchestrating how these files are handled, that will be the nail in the coffin for me to say, yeah, this is our
Yeah.
Watergate. This
Yep.
was our Watergate. Um, I think, but this is how you know there's where there's smoke, there's fire. Because if the things and the rumors and all the alleged details that we've heard about the Epstein files, if none of it was true, then they could really refute a lot of this stuff by just releasing it. But
Instantly.
the fact that there's this tiptoeing, this walking on the crate approach to the Epstein files, I mean, just as an just general American person hearing these things, I have to believe that there is some validity in what has taken place.
There are too many questions for this to just go away.
Way too many, and if those things weren't true, you could easily refute them.
Yep.
I don't know if you know, but there was a DOJ official that had a secret recording that came out about the files.
Oh yes, yes,
I think
yes.
it was a DOJ official allegedly admitting the department planned to redact names of Republicans and conservatives from the Epstein related files while exposing the Democrats. So it's like you're not saying that it didn't happen, but now you're trying to figure out, okay, if it did happen, since it did happen, how can we try to protect ourselves?
Right.
Like,
And
and
them
they,
coming out and saying, "Hey, we're gonna hide every Republican name
yep,
and leave every Democrat name." No, give us all the names,
give us all the names and let
all the
and let
names.
even in that video, it also the guy said that he suggested that which we've already speculated anyway, that
Right.
Maxwell's prison transfer was arranged to secure her silence. Because we know she went from a facility
Oh
that she was
yeah,
at to she went to Club Fed down there in Texas where she living good.
chilling, chilling.
So there's a lot going on with this man. And I know that people are tired of hearing about it. Obviously, it's something that's getting ran down in the ground quite a bit, but it's getting that way because we're not doing anything with it. It's just this elephant in the room, and we're just like, don't mind that elephant, just scoot around it, it's fine. Like,
Right,
no, if you handle it, release all the details. Excuse me, you release all the details, and stop trying to protect those that don't shouldn't. Why are we trying to protect criminals? Why are we trying to protect abusers? If we say that we care about those that have been victims, we love to talk about how victims demand justice. Well, if victims demand justice, then why are we protecting abusers?
right.
For the sake of their political positions or whatever their status may be in society? No, I don't care if it Bill Clinton, a homie. He can play a mean saxophone. Pause. Hey,
But if
I,
you on that list,
if he on that list, he on that list, bro.
bro, you gotta go.
Hey, Chris Tucker, I appreciate what you did in Friday. You gave us an
Rush
amazing
hour,
series with Rush Hour. If you
you
on
gotta
that
go
list, bro,
too.
you on
You
that
gotta
list.
go too.
TD Jakes, it's like, nah, let me stop.
Stop. Did he?
You are the diddler.
Gotta
If you
go.
up there, you already 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door anyway. R. Kelly. No,
Mm-hmm.
R. Kelly ain't have enough money.
Right.
Plus,
Yeah.
he can't read and write, allegedly. So, but yeah, bro, this thing is getting out of hand, and I think that at this point, Massey and Marjorie, they do the Lord's work.
Yeah.
Get that list in front of Congress and let something be done with it. Because at the end of the day, if there are abusers that are roaming around these streets, while these women have had to deal with the years of abuse, that the trauma that I'm sure has come from it, having to rebuild and retool their life. I'm certainly I have not been abused, so I don't know what that feels like, but I'm certainly sure that it is traumatic. It's a lot to have to process, and now that it's getting, you probably feel like you got over a hill and you finally got to a good place of healing, and now it's being played out again in front of the public eye. So you're reliving some of that stuff. That's traumatic. The least that you can do is do all that you can in your power to help these women to seek closure if they have not found it, and provide justice by knowing that those that have abused them have met their consequences. Simple as that.
And before we hit our next subject, I just want to say this one thing. Did you know that it was Donald Trump who first told people to put salt and pepper and butter in their grits? Donald Trump.
I thought you was gonna say he was the one that told him to put sugar. I was about to be mad. I can't, brother. Sugar does not belong in grits.
Hold up now.
Sugar don't belong in grits, Manny.
First off, have you ever had grits with some sugar in it?
No,
it's amazing.
No, because I don't, Manny. I don't try to just go out here and just willfully sin. If I sin by accident, I sin. I messed up. I made a mistake. I don't go out here and purposely make mistakes.
First off, sugar and grits is good.
Nah, bro. They just eat oatmeal. Get your cream of wheat, bro. Don't no, bro. But see, Manny, also too, for our listeners, Manny, you're not from the South, though.
This is true. You're
not from the South.
This is true.
That come with an asterisk.
And because
so I can see that from coming from where you're from. But in the South, nah, bro.
I ain't really have grits until I was telling Frank this story yesterday because when they were over, I threw some wings on the grill, and it came up. There was a question: hey, sugar or salt and pepper and grits? And I was like, first of all, it can be both. I'm like, I can do both. Pause. But it depends on the event and my mood. Coming from Colorado, we had cream of wheat.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is what I'm used to. So I came down here. I remember at my aunt's house, and she's like, hey, you want some grits? I was like, yeah, sure. I have a little bit of it. And I was like, hey, can I get some sugar for this? And she looks at me,
bruh,
much like you just described, as if I have just asked to willfully say it.
Bruh, she was about to plead the blood of Jesus over you, brother.
But like, look, to our listeners, you do you. I'm just saying, everyone out here talking about like, you put sugar in grits, then you will surely die.
Bruh.
Y'all talk about putting sugar in grits the same way people say God says don't eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Y'all make it sound like if you put sugar in grits, you will surely die.
Bruh. Hey, bruh. I mean, I ain't got a heaven and hell to put nobody in, but you asked for your name to be put on the list. Some things you just don't do, bro. That's just like pineapples on pizza.
Yeah, but have you had pineapples on pizza?
Yes, I have. And I'm not even gonna lie, it ain't that bad. But still.
I was just saying that.
But still, it don't belong. It don't belong, bro.
Hey.
But I digress.
Yeah. Anyways, we at least got one more topic we need to hit before
bro. When it comes to things that don't belong where they're supposed to be, your president this week decided to change the name of the Department of Defense. We are now being called, well, the department is being called the Department of War.
War.
What's your thoughts on this, brother?
For me, it is. There's a lot of places we could go with this one, so I'm just going to pick one. That's the direction I'm going to start off with.
Okay.
I thought you were a peacetime president. If you're a peacetime president,
bro,
why you want a Department of War,
bro?
For me, Department of Defense from a U.S. perspective is, hey, we're not going to start it, but we'll finish it. And I was okay. Bro. That felt like good, solid American energy. Like, hey, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Second off, here's my issue right now, as it stands, this is about to be expensive. Right now, conservative estimates of doing this have it at costing $300 million to do this. And I started asking myself, what problems could the US solve for $300 million? And I started thinking about it, and I started doing some research. Do you know that with 300 million, we could provide insulin for a year for over 500,000 people?
Bro.
We could provide permanent housing for 2,000 veterans. We could provide 100 million school lunches, full yearly salaries for 4,000 teachers. We could replace 64,000 lead pipes. We could provide mental health coverage for 1 million vets. We could provide FEMA aid for 60,000 families. But nah, we're going to use this money to change letterheads, logos on buildings. Also, Pete Hegseth could get his little heart on giving that speech in the Oval Office.
I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of him. Every time that he stand beside the president and say something, the first thing he do before he open his mouth is put his hand right down Trump's pants, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is
stupid.
It's stupid. It's dumb. And
Bro,
here's the thing. It's not actually changing the name. So you called it out in our group chat. They're like, and you said something to the effect, I forget exactly what you said, but like, isn't Congress the one that named it the Department of Defense?
Bing, 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 bing. Bro.
And you're correct. You're correct. Only Congress can do it. So what this executive order did was establish the Department of War as a secondary title. So it's all symbolic.
Bro, this idiot here, man. This man's so darn stupid. What's the purpose of that? And then you had the homie, the janitor, scraping the words
letters off,
messing up the paint.
Bro, you gotta repaint it.
Now, if it's so, what they're gonna do is gonna be the Department of, and then they're gonna put the little war, the little
pretty much. And
like, bro, why? What is the purpose of doing this? When the first time that it was called the Department of War, we were in war.
We were in war. We actually had a war to fight.
But we changed it trying to move forward. You can't be the Department of War and talking about defensive strategies and all these other. And he's going full steam with it. I think he said this past week, like, Chicago's gonna see what it means to deal with the Department of War. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
Bro, so much better uses of time and money and manpower and like.
What he gonna rename next?
You mean to tell me there ain't no faulty plumbing in none of these Department of War buildings? But now you got him changing letters on a sign. Now you got.
Do you know how mad I'd be if I was sitting in the office and we on the third floor in the Department of Defense, bro. Our AC ain't been working right all summer, and I find out that the work order got pushed up to go ahead and take the letters of defense off the lobby wall. And we still sitting here using box fans
in the middle of summer.
In the middle of summer? Oh, bro, nah, I'm about to be pissed, bro. But I'm just like, this. Do Flint, Michigan have clean water yet?
I think only recently have they finally finished replacing all that.
Could that money not been used in Western North Carolina to help with the hurricane relief and all that they need to do in rebuilding?
And remember, that $300 million was a conservative estimate. It cost somewhere between $6 to $8 billion for them to rename Fort Bragg Fort Liberty, and then another 6 to 8 to rename it back.
Why, bro? This is stupid. Stupid.
I would, since the federal government is throwing around money, I would like to formally request $2 million. Because if we doing
That's
pointless
light
things,
work. That's light work.
just 2 million.
I ain't asking for a lot.
I ain't
Not the way y'all throwing money around. No, I
right.
ain't asking for a lot.
2 million. 2 million. That's all I would like,
Bro, I just Trump running out of stuff to do, bro.
bro. Because he's running out of time.
Time is fleeing. Time to fill with swift transition.
He said, "Only he's starting to feel that like that clock about to strike midnight."
Bruh, that bruise starting to spread, bro.
That carriage about to turn back into a pumpkin.
Bruh.
He said, I must continue.
It's all fine having cankles to move up to your quads, bro. Bruise on the hand is all right till you start feeling it on. Hey, you look at your elbow one day and it's got a little tint to it.
Right.
It's starting to spread, bro. He running out of time. But bro, this is done. When I heard this, he made a whole announcement.
Right. He
made a whole announcement about it. Talking about, hey, you know, and I'm sitting there waiting like, okay, we about to have an announcement that's going to be like, you know, something that's going to be worth of substance. I should have known dealing with Trump that it was going to be nothing at all with substance whatsoever. But with the amount of money that this is taking to move all these letterheads, do all these things, like you said, they've made. There's so much they could have done with this money, and this is what the president has to do. I'm just curious to see what's next because he might change the name of the White House.
We're gonna quickly pause for our listeners. You probably just heard,
bro. Hey, old folks say you ain't living right, bro. You ain't living right.
So what had just happened is my daughter had woke up, seeing me focus on this conversation with my noise canceling headphones on. Came over and tapped me on the shoulder. Boy,
I
almost sent her to Kingdom Come.
Boy, about said, baby girl through that roof. Get her one of them Hyukits. Bruh. Like the old folks say, man, you ain't living right. That's why we record. I record with the door to my left, bro. There's no blind spots that anybody can pull any ninja stunts on me.
Bro, I'm gonna have to like rearrange my studio.
Lock the door.
Eyes. Oh, that's what I just did.
Bro. But yeah, man, this is dumb. Department of War. I hope nobody refers to that, but him and Pete Hegseth.
Oh no! You know his little henchman. You gotta figure that at some point somebody's gonna put up a bill to say we need to rename it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And I'm just like, aren't we heading very fast forward to a government shutdown? Y'all got bigger things y'all need to figure out.
Way bigger things. I'll tell you something else before we get to our favorite topic. When it comes to handling some other things they need to be worried about, what about them job numbers, bro?
It's getting. Look, I knew they were about to be bad when Trump tried to get ahead of it.
Bro, now hold on now. They fired old girl in charge of the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Why the numbers still look bad? Did you replace her with somebody that said, and I too am going to do my job, and these numbers look terrible?
Here's what I think what happened. They fired old girl, brought in a new person who still hasn't been confirmed, so they still have like an interim person. Got all those numbers together, and then took it to Donnie and say, hey, Donnie, I know you helped Einstein create electricity, but there's no way I can make these numbers look good.
Sir, indeed, she was giving the right numbers.
So I knew it was going to get bad when Trump was out like the day before and started saying, hey, a year from now, these numbers are going to be great. I was like, bro,
you're not long that.
That's 365 days, sir.
Bro.
That's 4 quarters. Like, that's 12 months, sir.
Bro, them numbers came out, bro, and they said in August of 2025 that U.S. job growth virtually has stalled.
Yeah.
22,000 jobs added, falling short of the roughly 75,000 that economists expected. And like we talked about on the previous episode, previous numbers do get updated. Mm-hmm. June's data was revised drastically as well, too. So instead of 14,000 jobs gained, the economy lost 13,000 jobs. The first net job loss since December of 2020. And unemployment rate rose to 4.3, a near 4-year high.
We have been gaining jobs since COVID.
Yep.
Since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think this almost guarantee what some of the analysts and experts are out there saying is almost guarantees that there's going to be a rate cut. To the mandates for the Fed are to control inflation and, try to keep the economy and jobless claims low. So everyone's pretty much saying, yeah, we're pretty much going to have a September rate cut. But at this point, it's going to be too little, too late.
Yep.
It's going to be too little because at this point, we're just now starting to feel the effects of tariffs.
Yep.
We look at manufacturing and what's happening. Let's not go into manufacturing. Let's start with where I was going to, with farming. And we see what the soybean farmers in Kansas, I believe.
Yeah. I think it was Kansas. Yeah.
Talking about, hey, we usually only sell to China and we ain't got no orders. What we going to do with all these soybeans? To which I say, well, if you're America first, you should have been looking at the American public and said, if we're going to be America first, we should be planting potatoes and corn.
Bingo.
Not, and maybe even tobacco. Or maybe a little bit of devil's lettuce, depending on who you want to export it out to. But, so we are just now starting to see some of the impacts of the changes within the economy that this administration has fueled. So all reports say that, it's gonna be a long winter.
Right. It's gonna be a cold winter. So you
bundle
up.
Some will say possibly the coldest winter ever.
Bro.
Good night, my friend.
For what I heard, man, they were saying jobs right now 1 and 1. For every one American, they got one job. There ain't a lot out there, man.
Right.
And right now, companies are not firing, but they're not hiring. Things are looking a little sticky for the winter, man.
Well, and then when we talk about the economy and we talk about manufacturing, and if I'm going into what happened in Hyundai down in Georgia,
that was
the immigration raid that arrested 450 people.
I think it was I thought it was like 475,
something like that,
somewhere around there. Yeah,
450 plus people.
Yeah,
that were South Korean nationals that it's now coming out today are here legally.
Oh, so they were legal.
Yeah, legal. They are here. So my understanding is that the visas they held did not preclude them. Like, they couldn't do actual manufacturing work here in the U.S., but they were here for training. They were doing trading in partnership with LG down. So they came and grabbed them all. So now South Korea is like, okay, we're going to charter a jet. We're going to send it down there, bring our people home. And now Hyundai.
That's bad for relations, bro.
That's bad for relations. Hyundai has now come out and said, it's like, hey, we're going to rethink our $20 billion investment in the United States manufacturing.
Oh, yeah, bro.
So I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Bro, can you imagine? Bro, I read somewhere, bro, when they did the raid that people started running, bro. They said that there was like a pond, bro. Homie jumped in the pond. They pulled out the boat and got him, bro. They said there was another dude hiding that swam up under the boat, trying to turn the boat over with the ICE agents in it, bro. I was like, this sounds like something out of a movie, bro.
Right.
Like, all that just for to detain some people that were there for a training. They run out of stuff to do, bro.
Apparently, only one person was there on an HB1 visa,
bro.
And at this point, and it had been said when we were talking about the Kilmar case, we talked about some of these other cases. At this point, they're fear campaigns.
Yeah, because I think that Chicago was like supposed to have like a Mexican Day or something like that. I think it's going to essentially be canceled or something of that nature because of the fear of these ICE raids. But I want to say two things and we can move on. We hadn't seen Tom Homan in a while.
What he got to report, he ain't got. First of all, we also know Tom Homan is the hardest working person in this administration.
He
Now,
he 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 is
he's not doing the work we would like him to be doing, but this man understood the objective he was given. But
very true.
apparently those numbers ain't. But I think this
But the
situation
num but my,
exposes well, like this is not about. This is not about people here that are legally here doing wrong.
yeah.
Because where are those
This is
people?
just really this to me. This is kind of like how we always talk about how police officers at the end of the month are trying to hit their quota when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
tickets. We're
Yep.
just any and everybody we can get. We just saying we got it. And for this agency that has, I would love to see what the number is because remember a few months ago we reported on this episode they had already blown through their budget.
Yep.
Where they at? Where are those numbers at now? Because you ain't slowed down, you ain't stopped, not one bit, and it sounds like you gotten even more aggressive in your tactics. That what's that money looking like now,
Oh, we are. Well, we are. No, ain't no more money. I already know that.
bruh? This,
So, and it's like, what are we going to do financially with
mm-hmm.
this? Because again, if we are a consumer economy, these people, immigrants to this company, not only help make stuff, but they also consume things.
Which helps
What
the
are we going to
economy.
do? What are we going to do?
It ain't looking good, Op.
Yeah.
It ain't looking good, man. Them job numbers ain't looking good. This the whole immigration thing is getting out of hand.
Hey, but don't worry. Next year, we're going
It
to be
all,
amazed by the
bruh.
numbers.
We're gonna all look back, and all of this won't mean a thing to us.
Bro, it's going to be great. It's going to be, and we're going to look, man. Donnie T, he did it again.
He did. Yep. We're gonna be like, you know what? That darn Donnie T, he did it again,
He
bro.
did, in fact, put numbers in front of us that we couldn't believe.
Yep.
I did not know the economy could
Now he,
lose 18.4 million
I was
jobs
about to say
in
that
a
he didn't
month.
say what he meant by that.
Look, what was it from? It was Scarecrow on The Dark Knight 2.
Yep.
He said, "My drugs will take you places." I
Yep.
didn't say it would take you places you wanted to go.
Exactly.
Ah, yes, good
Oh
times, good
boy.
times.
Well, with that being said, brother, you know where we're at. We're at our favorite segment of the episode, and that is our pickle of the week.
We've got your pickle. We've got your pickle. We've got your pickle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Who's in the brine this week?
Well, we've already kind of been on this boulevard already in our episode, but we're gonna go back over to the Bureau of Labor statistics since we were talking about the jobs. And I mentioned before when we started talking about it that the young lady that was in charge of the Bureau of Labor statistics was ousted by Trump, fired by Trump because of her numbers, her job numbers that she was reporting. Well, Trump nominated his own guy. His name is E.J. Antoni. He's a conservative economist at the Heritage Foundation, and he's a pickle this week because he was tapped to be the next commissioner, but they kind of found some stuff about him, bro.
Mm.
Homie had some secret Twitter fingers going on.
Oh, not the KD,
He
not the
had
ghost account.
bro. He had an account, and see, here's the problem: and a now deleted Twitter account bearing his name with aliases like Dr. Anthony the Third and other names that kind of refer to him. This Twitter account was spewing conspiracy theories, which hey, depending on what they were, we love our
Look,
tinfoil hat
yeah,
community.
we do a good conspiracy theory every week.
Yeah, so we're not gonna knock him for that. But he was spreading disinformation, which we don't like, violent rhetoric, which we don't like, bigotry, and sexist and homophobic attacks, and even election denial conspiracies leading to the January 6th Capitol riots. So he went on. There was like sexual things that he did, sexually degrading attacks on Kamala Harris, derogatory remarks about gay people, and anybody that said anything that was critical of Donald Trump. He had all of these crude insults that he aimed at him. Well, they found the count. He had deleted it, but
Mm.
they found it.
They found some.
So now, with him looking to be nominated as the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, he in a pickle, bro. Because
Bruh.
gotta be careful with them Twitter fingers, man.
Bruh, always.
They will indeed find you. So he's in a pickle for this secret troll account that he had. That just because you delete it, one thing about Al Gore's internet that we know.
Nothing's ever gone.
Nothing's ever too far gone, brother.
Mm.
So hey, EJ and Tony, good luck, man.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta watch what you say, because you never know when it might come back and bite you in the butt. And as we know with the internet, and just like that Karen at that baseball game, they will. They'll find you.
We gonna find you.
They're gonna
you
find
can run
you,
and
bro.
tell that, homeboy.
So, Mr. EJ and Tony, you are our pickle of the week. So with that being said, we have reached the conclusion of our episode, and you guys know at the end of every single episode, we give you our spotlight of the week. So, brother, what you got this week?
Man, mine's a little bit of a somber one, but
Okay.
Joseph McNeil, one of the 4 North Carolina students who went to that Woolworths counter in Greensboro, North Carolina, 65 years ago.
Yes, sir.
That really started the protests in the South. He passed away on Thursday at the age of 83.
I'm about to say 83. Okay.
Yeah.
I had recently visited the museum that's in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Over the summer, and really got a chance. They have a very beautiful setup in there.
Absolutely,
of
yes.
the counter and details. And I was sitting in my in-laws, and I saw that come up across my phone. I'm like, hey, I remember, the details of all of that happened. And I would advise anybody, especially in the climate that we're living in now, where we're seeing, for instance, the president is going to attack the Smithsonians for anything that says that slavery was bad, and this woke idea. Before these details, these American moments in American history get somehow removed from us.
Yeah.
Take the time to go to some of these museums locally and really digest some of this history. You can't go forward not knowing where you've come from. And
Absolutely.
The story of those I believe it's called the Greensboro 4.
Greensboro 4. Yep.
The Greensboro 4 is a phenomenal story of strength. And honestly, you would not appreciate how far Greensboro has come if you didn't understand what the Greensboro 4 did during that time. So, yeah, man, shout out to his family, a pioneer, a legend in our state and in our country.
His family released a statement, and I think it just categorizes this and everything you said perfectly, that his impact on the civil rights movement and his service to the nation will never be forgotten. Because what he and those 4, and now there's only one of those 4 remaining with us, truly impactful and helped us get to where we are today. So thank you, sir. May you rest in power.
Yes,
and
sir.
May the Lord grant peace to your family in this time of transition.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely. Mine's is not as somber, but more of an update, because your boy Eric Adams might be in a pickle. He might be a pickle junior.
But that man's staying the brine.
He's staying the brine, bro. But it's been reported, man, that he might be coming about that race, bro.
Bro, they look. What's his face? I forget the Democratic guy's side.
McDonough.
He putting pressure. They
put pressure on them bad, bro.
They trying to clear it up so it's a 1-on-1 fight. But you know what?
Try as a good word say. I believe in Star Wars. Try you might. Fail you will.
Look,
he got too much sauce with him, man.
He's got a lot of sauce,
he's taking. Bro, I've looked up some of his stuff, bro. I don't know much about him, but homie got a movement going, bro.
He's got a lot of people rallying behind him. Because I know they were putting pressure on Eric Jeffries. They're like, hey, how come you ain't come out and support this man?
Yep.
So, the fact that they're trying to align congressional folks behind him
Yeah.
he already got AOC, he already has Sanders. So we'll see.
And one of the big the billionaire investors that endorsed Eric Adams, Bill Ackman, he flipped his allegiance to now endorsing Como. So I think all signs are pointing because his numbers are low, his approval ratings low, and they're saying that it's possible that Trump could be looking to try to get him to work in the administration as a favor to drop out of the race so we can get this as a one-on-one. It's been floated that he may be possibly the HUD secretary, which I thought we already had homie that was in it, but
look,
people switch.
And you also know how Donald Trump only has black people running HUD.
Only. And it said it may be a possibility that he could be dangling the carrot of him being the U.S. ambassador to Saudi Arabia.
Bro, that's right up his alley, boy.
Bro,
that's right up there.
With the allegations that he had, bro, that's a wild job to offer, bro. But they're saying that it could come at any time as soon as this week that we can. Now he's come out and he said I ain't going nowhere. That I'm in it to win it. But yeah, we've heard that before. And there's a lot of mounting tension and pressure for him to step out because they don't know what to do with Matt Donnie. He just, and I don't think, he's already killed Como before. So it's like, bro, I think that at this point, man, they can do all the only way that they can get him is they're gonna have to find a scandal on him or something. But he got too much heat behind him right now, man. He got the streets with him. And once you get the streets with you, bro, it's over.
It's hard to recover.
Yes, sir. So we'll see if he does indeed back out of the race, making it a one-on-one. But yeah, that's my spotlight for the week, man. So with that being said, this is the conclusion of our episode. We want to thank you listeners for tuning in yet again to another episode of Pardon the Politics podcast. We love you. We appreciate you for just lending us your ear for one more episode. And that's all we have, man. You got anything, brother? All hearts and minds clear?
All heart. And join us next week for our year celebration of the pod.
Hey, yeah, 1 year. Look, man, it feel like we've been doing this longer than that. But yeah,
47 years at this point,
bruh. But we have made it a year next week, so please join us for that episode as we celebrate that moment. That's a big deal for us. Most don't make it, bro. Most don't make it a year, but we have, and we're blessed to do that. But we certainly would not have won't reach that moment without you. So please make sure you tune in for the next episode. So with that being said, as we always say, if don't nobody love you, just know the boys here at the pod.
We love y'all.
Y'all take care, and we'll see you the next episode.